Good morning, crafty friends. This is Maria over at She's a Creative Girl. Today I am going to be working on some envelope art. I'm doing my Christmas cards and I wanted to hurry up and get them out in the mail today. So I've got to finish the rest of my envelopes. I actually made all of these envelopes. It's just a standard size. I made them on my Silhouette or my Cricut. I have a file that I purchased, and I just make my own envelopes because I like to do envelope art on them, and this is what I'm going to be doing. So I've already got some of them done, but let me just show you how I do this process. So first I make the circle, and I cheat. I use this large stencil and just kind of do that and just trace it with a pencil very lightly. And then I have a stencil that I purchased for journaling from Amazon. This is Sirensky, Sirensky. And all I do is just lay it on there, kind of straighten it up a little bit. And I'll take a pencil with a regular thread, regular lead, and just very lightly make my lines. I'm just making a few where you can barely see them, because after I get done, I will be erasing those with a white polymer clay. I'm not sure if it's called polymer clay. I've heard somebody call it that, but this is a plastic eraser from Stadler, and it's white. That way you don't have any of those pink marks coming off on your paper. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of stencil the rest of these, and then I'll show you how I paint them. Okay, so got these done. So this is super easy. It's just watercolor. You can't go wrong. I mean, you can do it with paint if you want to. You can do it with your mica sprays if you want to, but I love my watercolor. So I'm using my Mission watercolors. These are super nice because the colors really pop. A lot of times when you use watercolor, the colors are so toned down that you kind of have to go over it twice. All right, what else do I have here? I've got Q-tips. I've got 2 shades of blue, and the reason I'm using blue is because I made my cards blue, and I don't want to show my cards because I gotta mail them out. So I don't want anybody to see them because I don't want anybody to see what they're gonna get. Okay, so first of all, let's wet our watercolor. I'm gonna be using this blue here, cerulean blue, and then this deep ultramarine on this side. And get this to cooperate. There you go. I think I need to fill this baby up. Turn this around the other way. Something, I don't know. Let's see. Issues this morning. And then I've got 2 greens on this side that I'm using. I'm going to go ahead and just get some clean ones. So I started off just putting 3 Q-tips together, and I made like berries with the lighter color. And I'm going to do that again. See if I keep this open over there. All right, so I'm just going to pounce my Q-tips on here. I've seen this done so many different ways, I mean, but I have been dying to try this myself. It's super easy. All right, so I'm going to start off by making the light blue colors. I want it thicker than that. I want it to really... I want to get it so wet that they're going to look like they're all running together. So I may have to blot them a little bit. There you go. That's the size that I want. So I'm just going to kind of put these here. I'm putting them more on the outside of the circle because I don't want it to be on the circle. And the reason I don't want it to be on the circle is because I don't want it to be, to look too small. And I forgot I was supposed to put tape in the middle. Let me go get my tape. Using a regular piece of masking tape, and this paper that I made my envelopes with is from Costco, and it's a 24-pound weight. So it's a little bit stronger than your standard 20 pound. But yeah, if you're going to use the masking tape, obviously do wipe it on a towel or something and take the stickiness out from behind it, because if not, you're going to peel the paper right back. It's going to come right off, and you don't want that. I don't even want to make the same amount of colors on the side. All right, so that one's drying. I'm going to go ahead and start my next one. And the reason why I'm going to let it dry is because when I put my next color in there, I don't want it to run, because it could run. Just tap it a little bit in this water just to kind of moisten it some more. Now, I am being a little bit too particular right now, and I don't need to be. This is quick. I forgot my tape again. Oh, I'm not done with this one too, though. But you can see I took all the sticky off of it because I don't want it to peel off the paper. Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to take that other one. I guess I need 2 pieces of tape this morning. Okay, I'm going to let that dry. This should be dry by now. I can show you the entire process on this one. Okay, so now I'm going to take the darker color blue, and I'm going to bounce around. And I'm going to put a little bit on the inside, a few of them, not a lot. I'm even going to put a little bit on top of them because you want it to look a little bit more kind of organic. I am going to be drawing the vine on here, so this is super easy and it's so relaxing. Oh my God, I made probably 25 of these this weekend when I went over to Scrappy's Country Retreat in Argyle. Shout out to Shannon, our host. We had a great time. Got to see my friends that I haven't seen in a while. It's always fun to get together. Okay, I'm gonna leave it there because I don't want to overcrowd them. Okay, so now I'm gonna take a tiny brush. So this is a round 18-0. As long as it's really thin and small, that's all you really need. So I'm gonna draw the little vine. I'm not gonna be too particular, so I want to just go all the way around. So I'm gonna start here and just kind of start connecting the berries together. I mean, I'm not trying to be perfect about it either, so, because like I said, I just want it to look organic. I want to come this way and do the same thing on this side. So you don't have to have drawing skills for this. This is why it's so cool. Okay, so now that I've got my little vines going, I'm going to go ahead and make some little leaves. So I'm going to try to deepen the color a little bit. And just where I kind of like need a little bit of balance, I'm just going to draw a little leaf. I'm not being very particular. Make them nice and loose. And you don't have to be like super even. Don't go crazy trying to count how many I've done, because it's not about that. I know some of my friends do that. I won't name any names. That one's a little bit too dark. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to come back and make a couple extra lines on the other light ones and kind of balance that out. And yes, I am trying to leave a little bit of white space in between each one that I make. Let's see, I think I need a little one over here somewhere. All right, so now that those are dark, I'm going to come over here, maybe put a couple of dark strokes, or maybe make a little tiny one somewhere here. Let's see, where? Maybe here. Nah, I think I'm just going to darken this one a little bit. And maybe come over and do maybe a couple of strokes on the wreath itself, because I like my colors to pop, 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 pop. Okay, that's it. And now I can go ahead. I was going to do calligraphy, but I have like no time. I want to get these done because I've got probably 3 more projects I got to get done this week. So I'm going to be teaching a class over at Big Mouth Scrappers. It's going to be an album from Graphic 45, and I want to get that completely finished because it's almost done. I just got to glue my stuff down and then come up with a class date. Okay, so this is done. So once I get that, I've been using my gold watercolor from Winsor & Newton, but it keeps separating on me. And I can't seem to get all that gold stuff from the bottom to come up. So I think I'm going to just make my life a little easier and use the Distress Spritz and the Fossilized Amber, because I love this. This has been my go-to for gold splashes. So I need to shake this. So I'm going to turn the camera off for a second because I know it's going to make my dogs bark. Okay, the barking is over. So I'm just going to go ahead and use the end of my spritz spray here and just kind of put some dots in different places. Let's see how this works. That's fine. It's just going to be big. I'm going to spread them out. And then I'll come back and do some tiny ones. Again, I don't want to make this completely even. So I'm going to... Yeah, the thing with this mica spray, though, that it leaves like a watermarks behind. So I think I'm going to go back to using my Winsor & Newton. But in the meantime, let me get this done. Let's do this really quick. So I've got like two little tiny dots and then a big one. That's what I'm doing. Nope, not being particular. Just trying to do a little bit of a splashing. Oops, that one's, I'm going to leave it alone. Not going to worry about it because it's still going to look cute when I get done. Okay, so that is that. And now I will peel this off and come back and erase the pencil marks. Let me let this dry for a sec. Okay, it's a little dry, so now I'm going to come back and remove the lines with my Staedtler eraser or any white eraser that you might have. So I love this eraser. I mean, I do calligraphy, but I don't do it every day, so I always have to practice again once I start. So what I do is I actually will write something out in pencil and then go over it with the calligraphy pen. It's kind of like I sketch it. That works better for me. And then I'm going to come around here and remove the ones from the circle. You know what? That's okay. I took the lines out in the middle only because I wanted to show it to you, but I'm probably not going to erase anything until after I have all of my envelopes addressed. And then I'll come back and take all the lines out. But I just wanted to show you what I did. Maybe you want to try something like that. And of course I made a mess over here already, but anyway, so that is a little bit of envelope art to craft with you this morning. And I've got to make a baby card. I'll probably do that in a separate video because I haven't posted anything in a long time and I need to have a little bit of content. It's just been crazy busy, y'all. You know how it is during the holidays. Anyway, I'm glad to join you today. And I hope that you liked the video. And if you did, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And until I see you again, happy crafting and happy Thanksgiving. Bye, y'all. I almost forgot one step. I do have my Posca pen, my white Posca pen. I'm just going to put a few highlights on some of the berries, not all of them. So the ones that are kind of sticking out is the ones that I'm going to hit. So I'm going to do some of the light blue and some of the dark blue. And like I said, I'm not being real particular. I mean, there's rules about where to put your highlights and stuff like that, but I am not doing that today. This is very loose interpretation of little berries. And I'm not even going to put these dots on all of the berries. So that is what I'm doing here. And maybe one here. And that's it.